Chris is messing up my mojo.
Sorry.
I know. I was enjoying his story, dude.
Yeah, well, he can tell that story to the audience.
Oh my god!
I put my foot down. We are live right now, so let's get some people in here.
Oh my gosh!
Howdy, y'all.
Looks like we got a couple people in the comments already.
Good.
Yeah.
Make sure you're liking the podcast. That's the best thing you can do for us.
Yep.
We got 2 so far. I'm sure that's 2 of our friends that love us to death.
Oh, it says we're up to 15.
15. All right. Good.
15 already, man.
William Blaze is in the house.
Yeah. Welcome to the podcast.
Timothy Arnold is in the house.
Yep. You missed the little quiz that we had. He was texting in the actually comments, and he thought he was getting in the chat. So anyway, it was fun. That was fun.
Our Indian Adventures is on.
Welcome to the podcast.
Bill Chad 2020. Let's start this mofo.
Welcome to the podcast. Somebody's got the.
Turn your volume
It's
down,
me.
boys.
I got it. It's me. I got it.
Act like you're a rookie or something, Max. Come
What
on.
a rookie. I kind of feel connected to victory as I drive over 30 years old car. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Wow.
Fuck yeah.
So Chris, we're down to about 20 seconds, right?
Yep. You better hurry up.
I only have one question. Can they hear us now?
They can only hear me because I turned you off.
No, he didn't.
Oh my gosh.
No, he didn't. You got Santa with that naughty list anywhere. Jeez. His name's all the way down through there.
Alrighty. Let's get going. What's at the freaking... Oh, look at this. What's going on, folks? Welcome to the podcast. We got a great guest on the night. His name is Brad, and he's got a lot of victories. Oh, geez. Got to have
Literally
fun.
and figuratively.
Yeah, I knew that had a double meaning, didn't it?
Yeah.
All right, folks. Well, let's wait till everybody gets in here. I know we just started. I know we got 22 people so far. Let me get the chat situated here. Congratulations. Okay. I do have everybody's hats right here that I have to send in the mail. Hopefully I'll have that done tonight. I apologize. I have been busy. I work in retail, so it's not been fun. All right. So, let me turn my phone on mute.
William Blaze is in the house. IMRG.
Yes. We love the IMRGs. Let's see. I posted on a victory forum informing them about this podcast. Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, Mike. And see, let me try to catch up. Spirit Tools Ginger. Hey, I think we know who that is.
Oh, Ginger's in here.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, boy.
She's going to be monitoring him.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Indian Adventures is here, like you said. I'm just going through here. Just tell us where you guys are from, man. If you're friends with Pat, just let us know. If you got a question, we'll star it and we'll ask them as soon as we can. We kind of sometimes break the podcast up a little bit so people can actually chime in. So we'll do that. And yeah. All right. So
Mike is on here too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Mike?
My yike.
yeah.
And Josh is here.
Josh.
Yeah, Josh.
Thanks.
Hey, we actually met Josh down in Tennessee, I think.
Yep. All right. So we got some good people on here today.
Yeah, you got some new ones.
Yep. And here's the good thing about it, guys. We'll do the video probably about in the middle because I didn't do it. I did it in the beginning last time. It's pretty long, but I got a video that we'll play here in a few about our 1,000 subscriber giveaway, and we're getting closer, man. Let's go look at to see where we're at right now. Let's see. You know what? I haven't really put it on.
Come on, 870.
What's that? 870?
870. Come on, 870.
870? I think we're more than that.
Are we beyond that now?
Yes. We are at 881.
Yeah.
Holy smokes,
wow.
Yay, woo.
Yeah, so we're getting there, man. Somebody's going to get this free freaking $1,300, $1,400 freaking gift package. It's going to be great for our Indian motorcycle. It's going to be great. And Ride Culture that's in this chat right now, you still got time to, get a little Christmas present. Check them out. there it goes. And go to rideculture.com. I do have let me get my notes down here because I got a bunch of people's, I did finally write down all the freaking ELRs for everybody that has helped us out and that kind of stuff. So let me get his. I just got to copy and paste it here. And he's got a couple announcements. He's going to be on the podcast, and we're going to be announcing the. I think that's what he wants to do. I'm not putting words in his mouth, but the Folds of Honor thing at the end of January is going to be freaking badass. So all right, Lance. Brad is badass. We don't know that yet. We're going to torture this guy for 1 hour and 15 minutes, maybe longer. Who knows? Max will go to bed, so we don't have to worry about that.
Yes, I will.
All right, we're going to go with the disclaimer real quick so we can get that out of the way. And
yes.
Max, here's your cue, Max.
Oh, hold on a second. I got to actually click on it. Yep, there we go. Oh, see, I always put this in the... Oh my gosh, it's supposed to be on top of all the things, and this time it's not. It just drives me nuts. Okay, let me see if I can find.
Chris, a tech guy, would have it figured out by now.
Yeah,
high school tech guy would have had it figured out.
Yeah, I know he needs this so he can read it. So let me put this in the back real quick. Okay, let me hide this in the back. It might change a couple things. There we go. Oh nope, let me take this out. That was the wrong one. Let me hit undo and. Jeez, I'll tell you, this is not working out very good today. Let me send this to the back. Does that work?
Chris, why don't you just go ahead and read it?
You know what? I don't know. I don't even know what it says. I've never read it before. But anyway, what we're saying is, hey, listen, we believe that throttles and bottles don't mix, okay? But we do partake in a some kind of beverage on this freaking podcast. But we do not ride afterwards. We are in our house, our comfort house, and we sitting on our chairs and all that kind of stuff. But we do not condone drinking and driving, okay? That's the way it is. So some of us do drink and on this podcast to have a little calm down because they can't handle, being on the podcast because they're kind of, nervous. So anyway, that's the whole disclaimer pretty much. And Max, what do you got?
Tonight, we're still sticking with a Kentucky product. This is Rowan's Creek, which I'm lucky enough to have one of the original bottles that was by the Rowan Creek Distillery before it was acquired by Willett. And now, when I give people taste tests of the old bottle versus the new bottle, they can definitely tell a difference in Willett's influence on this because it's a lot sweeter. Again, a wheated bourbon. It's at, I believe, 50. It's at 100 proof, and it's smooth as the day is long. And you can find this at your local liquor store, and it's not too bad of a price. It runs somewhere between the $35 and $45 range, but good one to pick up. That's my recommendation for tonight. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, that the opinions on these alcoholic beverages are mine and mine alone. I'm not being compensated for my opinion whatsoever by anyone.
So
too bad.
So I have Diet Coke, but Max, I want to know why you never gave me a shot of that original bottle when I'm over at your house. That's what I want to know.
Well, bring your butt over more often and we'll do that.
All right, man. Deal.
All right, I finally figured out what was wrong. So let me get rid of this thing. Gone. All right, so this is the disclaimer. If you want to read it, go ahead.
At Throttle and I, we believe the throttles and bottles don't mix. We promote responsible drinking and do not condone drinking and riding. While we may enjoy a drink during the podcast, and it's the only way I can get through a podcast, we do so safely at home with no riding taking place afterward.
Oh,
please enjoy responsibly, follow your local laws, and never, ever drink and ride. Ride safe, live free.
Yes.
Yeah. What's Brad drinking? That's what I want to know. What you got, Brad?
Oh, I'm drinking
Dr.
Dr.
Pepper.
Pepper Zero.
Dr. Pepper. All right, cool. All right, so we're gonna go through some of these. Just go ahead and introduce yourself, Brad. So how'd you become who you are?
I'm, I'm not quite sure.
All right. So a victory and let's see, a victory builder, right? Well known, and you also race boats, right? So at one time. So we'll
I
start with
used
the
to.
let's start with the boats first. You want to do that first? Go with the boats.
Sure.
All right. Let's go with the boats. So what got you interested in boats, and what happened?
Well, I grew up working on sprint cars when I was a kid. My
Mhm.
dad was a crew chief on a sprint car team, and our driver got killed when I was 8 or 9. And so we kind of went away from that for a while, and we got back into it in the 80s, helping a guy, my dad and I, and I wanted to drive. I always wanted to drive since I was a little kid because I grew up around them guys, and that was
Mhm.
my heroes, you know. And my my dad did not want me to drive because of our driver Kenny that got killed, and another guy that got put in a wheelchair, and you know, it's tough sport. You can really get hurt, and so I had a boat, and I made it go faster, and I had some really good friends that hooked me up, got me going way faster, and then I started racing with them. And um, in 2004, we won almost every race in 2004. Won a championship, and that's how I got my BFP moniker from one of the crew guys on a team. And
There we go.
he,
That's a little bit of a story.
yeah. And so I just stuck with that. You know, I thought that was pretty cool to have people give you a nickname like that. And it means what you would imagine the F means. And the other two are my initials. And so I hold that proudly. And we ended up driving for this boat above my head the year after that, and I crashed that boat in crashed this boat in 13.
Oh my.
Yeah.
There we go. I took the sound off. So what exactly happened there, buddy?
Well, the motor broke and stopped running, and when the boat slapped back down into the lake, it broke in half.
Oh wow!
Oh my.
Yeah,
Holy smokes!
it was the entire hull weighed 312 pounds, I think. It was like driving a bowl of Jello. It just, you know, twisted. And if you watch my hands when I leave the starting line, I turn it left just to go straight. But
So
yeah,
let's watch this again for a second because people don't because this when I first watched this, I said, "Wow, man, you actually were really protected. Nothing really happened." But you guys need to watch this again because this is going to be very surprising what he tells you here in a second. Let me see if I can get this thing to play. There we go. So here he goes. I turned the sound down. Let me see if I can turn it up a little bit. It's just going to either go full blast or not. So so he's going down, and bam! I thought maybe you hit something in the water or something like that, but you said the engine locked up. That's what caused that and cut the boat in half.
yeah.
Wow.
The boat broke in half. It folded up against the windshield and sailed through the air for about 400 feet. And when the capsule got pitched out of the chassis, turned sideways, and I was watching the catch fence go by, and I go, "Ooh, this is gonna hurt."
Yeah.
And it did.
Oh my gosh.
Broke my back. I had broke my back in T12 and both heels. because I had my heels dug in for the impact, and because the chassis inside the capsule is just like the inside of a top fuel dragster, so it's got chromoly tubing in the floor and all around you. You're well protected, but if you brace for impact, it'll hurt you. But I landed upside down and backwards, and that always breaks your back, almost always.
Hey, Brad, have you ever been in the regatta that's up by Chris? Chris, what's that little town on the other side of Lawrenceburg?
Let me pause this for a second. So, yeah, that's Madison.
Madison Speedboat Regatta.
Yeah, Madison. Yeah. So this is a different view. I'm taking cues from his wife.
Yeah, Ginger wanted to know if you had that other one.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
But you can see it right here. That's what it really looked like.
Oh, my goodness.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it's wow.
Yeah.
Total devastation.
Yeah. It was crazy, man.
Whoa.
You're lucky to be alive, brother.
Yeah, Brad, that reminds us of
my gosh.
You and I'll remember this, but these two won't. Well, Les might. He's not as young as Chris. The late great Denver Mullins from Denver's Choppers, famous chopper maker. He used to do speedboats. That's how he died.
That was a Denver capsule that I was in.
Okay.
Which was from his molds. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he was the innovator of the capsule for the drag boats, and he passed away because he turned upside down. But when he did it, he did not have air, and we have a scuba bottle of air, a small one, about 20 minutes worth of air, and it's got a regulator that is bolted to the front of your helmet, and you have the head sock, if you will, for diving without the top of it, and it's molded to your helmet, and so you're all sealed off, and when you close your visor, you actually snap it with external snaps, and then you start breathing out of the bottle. And so he did not have air, and they didn't have flotation in the capsule yet when he passed away. As far as I know, that was before I was racing, but he sunk, and and if you open the canopy, it will roll over and will sink. And so I don't know if that's what happened, or they didn't have flotation inside the capsule when he passed. But yeah, Denver was an innovator. He did a lot for the sport.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
All right, so
did a lot for choppers too.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to get the boat out of the way so we can talk about all the great stuff that you've done, but I wanted people to know that you also are a boat racer, and you've done some crazy stuff. I mean, that boat was like what, $350,000 probably, or somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just crazy.
That's what I was told the loss is.
Yeah.
Well, Ginger said that he's a world record holder for racing, aren't you, Brad?
Wow.
Yeah.
Dang, tell us a little bit about that.
He's holding back on us here.
Yeah.
I have 3 world records. I have a world record in Pro Limited Jet. They don't race that class anymore, so I will always be the record holder in that class until they start racing it again. And that might happen this year because IHRA just bought all the drag. They bought up all the drag boat racing, so it's gonna be IHRA drag boat racing now. And so that class may come back, and then I'll have to go defend it again. But,
somebody might have something to say about that.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what Miss Ginger wanted to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have all my gear right over there in the corner. Excuse me. In 2 years, I ran that boat for Ron Pitts. We set and broke the world record probably, I think, 12 times.
Wow.
And we missed winning a championship by 4 points one year and 2 points the second year.
Wow.
And yeah, and but we had a really good time doing it. And then the Top Fuel Jet deal, I was the world record holder in Top Fuel Jet, and I was the world record in this boat behind me here, Eddie Pacilio's blowing gas hydro. And so that boat, oddly enough, the name for my Indian pursuit is Tin Man. That boat was originally called Tin Indian because it had a Pontiac aluminum pro stock motor in it out of a pro stock car. And so they called it the Tin Indian.
Wow.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to get to some pictures here in a second, so we might be able to see that one here in a minute. All right. So let's move forward to the motorcycle part of that. So what was your first bike you ever had? I always have to ask this.
My first bike was a 1973 Honda Trail 70.
All right.
There we go.
My dad bought it for me brand new when I was turning 13.
Wow.
And yeah. And I had that thing until I was 21.
21.
My goodness.
That's
Yeah.
unbelievable. So then
I didn't
what was-
ride it very much. After the first 5 years, I think, four years or so, I didn't ride it much, but yeah.
So then,
Then I traded my '66 Chevelle drag car to my now wife and her first husband.
well, you got lucky.
For
unlucky
a
then.
Yamaha 400.
Oh,
And I
wow.
rode that for a while. Yeah. And I rode that for a while. And then I just didn't have time to ride. I was working 18 hours a day I was a truck driver for 44 years. And so I didn't have any time to go ride and didn't know anybody to go ride with. And so it just sat and carburetors went to junk. And there was a guy down the street that said, "Hey, will you sell that?" And I go, "Sure, come and get it." And he goes, "What do you want for it?" And I go, $50, just take it away.
Oh my gosh.
Man.
Dang.
Yeah. But
Wow.
then I had a Vulcan SE bought in 09, and I had that for about 6 months, and the cross countries came out. The cross countries and the crossroads came out, and there was a bunch of guys at work that were all talking about victories, and I'd never even heard of Victory yet. And so we went to the International Motorcycle Show in Long Beach in 09, and I rode one, and I was like, "Oh man, these things are awesome." And I went and bought one. My dad was like, well, I was talking to him about him, and he's like, "Well, where do they sell them?" And I go, "Oh, in Brea, California, there's a place. It's the closest place." Pardon me. And he said, "Let's go look at them." So we went down there and looked at them, and he goes, "You better buy that." And so we did, and trailered it home the next day because I had it registered in Montana on my LLC. And so we went from there.
Wow.
So, so what drawed you to, I mean, other than your friends, you know, they're talking about victories and stuff like that. What made you pick it over a Harley? You know, if you're looking at that kind of a bike, Harley was dominating right then, right? So,
Yeah. To me, going down the freeway, being a truck driver, and you're going down the road and you see, and my wife and I always joke, "Oh, did you see that? What's that? The rare black street glide going the other way." And so, you always seeing your own bike going down the street the other way. And I didn't want to be like everybody else.
Yeah.
And
that
so
makes sense.
Victory was the perfect choice.
So Okay, so what got you started in building bikes then? I mean, was it Victory or was it something else?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was the beginning. Well, probably the middle of the big wheel bagger craze, and I wanted to make that thing cool, and so I just started. You couldn't really buy much, so you had to figure out how to do a lot of stuff, and I did a lot of stuff, and later changed it. My first bike that you'll see later, the green one now, that was my first one. That thing's been in probably 4 or 5 different forms over its life. And the second to the last one was hitting the side of a Mercedes-Benz and at 25 miles an hour in 2019, and then I rebuilt it into what it is now. But they're really cool bikes because not everybody has one.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, it takes a lot to make a Harley stand out in a crowd, and you know, you don't get much respect on a Victory, that's for dang sure. Not many people give you the time of day. You know, like Cycle Drag went around my bike at
Yeah, tell us about that story.
Cave Creek Bike Week. I had it in a show, and it was at the time the only one like that. There was been one since built, and he walked around and he was like, oh, he's got his phone pointed at the bikes on the right side of me, and he walks around and then looks at the guy with a snake around his neck, and then goes back around my bike looking the other way, and I'm like, dude, that's the only one in the world right there. And you just walked right by it, didn't give it any second look.
All you had to do is go,
on
hey,
camera.
Yeah, say, hey, Jack, because that's his name, Jack.
Yeah.
What the hell's going on here, dude?
Yeah.
Because he'll put every Yahoo in the world on there, but he avoided your bike. That's a damn shame.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're the Rodney Dangerfields of the motorcycle world.
But the thing is, though, it was a precursor of what was to come.
Yeah.
Granted, a lot of people didn't like the way Polaris handled the Victory thing, but Victory was a bike ahead of its time. Believe me, if I could have pulled together the money, I'd have had a Victory. In fact, one of my riding buddies did have a Victory. Clint's bike was a cross country XL, I think it was, that he went up to Dayton to get because nobody sold them down here. It was awesome. I went up there when he bought the damn thing. But that was one hell of a bike.
They're pretty badass looking bikes. We're going to go through a couple of them here in a second. We're going to go through some, wrecks, and we're going to go rebuilds and stuff like that. Some of these stuff won't be in order, so I do apologize for that. But we're going to go ahead and get started on some of that. Let me get on the right screen here. There we go. So let's see here. Let me find where all my...
Bill Chad said the Walmart of bikes.
Yeah.
Oh, please.
And he's also got X1. What's that mean? Is that a type of Victory? X1?
Yeah, it's a model. Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
A Magnum. You have a Magnum, and then you have a Magnum X1.
I guess I'll put this picture up first. It's going to be huge, but anybody know who that is?
That's my beautiful bride, Ginger.
Yeah, that's right. That's her bike, right? That's one of her bikes, right? How many bikes does she have?
She has 3. Well, technically 4. But I kind of elbowed her out of one of them. Well, actually 2 of them. She's got 3. She has 3 that are hers.
Very nice, Ginger. Very nice.
And she actually has a Challenger also too, right, Connie?
Yeah.
Well, I like the one she's on right
Challenger.
there. Is that a Springfield or which one is that?
Yep.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah.
I think that's her favorite bike to ride. It really is.
I like that one.
Yeah, so here we go. Let's see. Oh, hold on. I don't want to get rid of that one because we did this already. All right. So this one right here, tell us a little story about this one.
So this one, I'm a Southwest rep for the Victory Motorcycle Club, and this bike here, the president texted me one morning, and he goes, "Dude, there's a Vision in Texas at Copart that is $25." And I go, "You're kidding me." And he sent me the link to it, and I clicked on it, and it was going up for auction that morning. And so when it went on auction, I bid on it, and I got it for $500. Now, it was completely wrecked. The back end was completely gone. It'd been rear-ended, and I want to say that the person on it didn't survive it because it was wrecked. And I got it for $500, and I took off, hooked onto my trailer, and I took off to Fort Worth and picked it up and brought it back and started taking it apart, and that's almost done there.
Yeah, I can show it to you here in a second. Here,
So
is this the same one?
On it.
Is this the same one or no?
Yes, that's what
All
it
right.
looks like now.
Wow.
All right. So, yeah, look at that beautiful bike right there, man. They were ahead of their time, right? I mean, they still are, I think.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So the
But
Challenger
the way you section those bags in there, that's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you just take the back end off of a cross country, and you take the back end off of the Vision, and you swap them, and then do a whole lot of wiring and plumbing.
Yeah. I mean, look at that thing.
Oh, it doesn't even have
It
the
almost looks
side
like
panel.
a BMW kind of thing to me. I mean, it's a freaking badass looking bike there, man. I mean, good job.
So that bike there rides as good as my Pursuit,
Oh yeah.
except it's lower, easier to ride than the Pursuit. But the Challenger was intended, from everything I've ever heard, the Challenger was intended to replace this bike.
Yes.
Because the Vision had, in those great big saddlebags that from the factory, were like glove boxes inside. They were a fourth of the size of the outside.
Oh wow.
And everybody's gripe all along was the Vision. Well, when it's got the trunk on it, you have to sneak up on it to get on it because it's so ugly. And then the saddlebags are so small that you can't carry anything with you unless you have the trunk on. And so Arlen Ness, I believe, was the first one to do this, and he did it with Harley bags. But since there's been quite a number of guys that have built these bikes, I'm nowhere near the first one on this one. I'm probably the 50th guy to do this.
Yeah, Brad, we were talking about that earlier. It was in Easy Rider or one of the Paisano publications that I saw it. But when Arlen Ness took off the back section of a Vision and replaced it with Harley's bag, believe it or not, it turned out to be a good looking bike. And your Frankenstein here looks pretty damn good too. Damn good. I bet it rides like a dream.
It does. It really does.
It's a badass bike. Yeah.
Excuse me. And it's got a 180 front tire on it too, so it holds the road like as fast as you want to go, it'll go.
Sure.
And that's one of my favorite bikes.
All right,
Probably that and my former. That's what that bike looked like when I brought it home.
Wow.
Oh, wow. Holy smokes.
The
Ginger's
frame was all
Let me
gone.
enlarge this thing a little bit so you guys can see.
Ginger's
Yeah.
telling on him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She said, "Oh look, there's my saddlebags and tail. I was saving for my Magnum."
Yes.
So that's what happened to her bike that she can't count anymore, right?
Yeah, that was that fourth bike that
No,
kind of took.
No, so my Magnum X1 a strap broke. We
Mhm.
used to go on vacation when I was still driving trucks and working on motorcycles and drag boat racing. When we would go load up the bikes in the toy hauler and go vacation and ride all over New Mexico and stuff. Excuse me. And we were on our way up to the campsite, and one of the straps broke on my bike and my X1, and it fell over onto her Magnum and beat all the paint off of a fairing on her Magnum and the left saddlebag. So I ordered a new fairing and left saddlebag for it, and got them right away, and we changed the fairing, but we never changed the saddlebag. It's still on there because it just beat the corner off of it, and you really don't even notice it. But we have a brand new one up in the attic. But we bought Midnight Cherry is the base color on that bike, and we bought practically everything in Midnight Cherry to replace anything on that bike should anything ever happen to it, because she likes to have her stuff ready to go. So I had Midnight Cherry saddlebags and Midnight Cherry rear fender, and those ended up on this bike here. And so she gives me the stuff on that all the time.
All right. So what's the history of this badass looking bike?
Well, that was my first victory. It's a 2010 Crossroads, but it's got a Vision rear end on it. After I crashed it and broke the entire front end off of when the frame broke on the front, when I ran it into the side of a car.
Let me see if I can find that picture. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, Brad. Let me ask you something. Brad. There seems to be a pattern developing here.
Yes.
Have you changed anything just because you wanted to change it, or do you have to crash it first? I'll do this to it.
No, this is the only bike. This is the only bike I've ever crashed. Myself, I've crashed a lot. I told a lady at Costco yesterday. Ginger got a sample of something at Costco, and she put the cup on my head, and I didn't even know it was there. And I'm walking around with this little plastic cup on top of my head, and this girl goes, "I like your hat," and I go, and I went, "Oh." I go, I've bumped my head too many times. I don't know when I can't feel it, so I don't know it's there.
Oh.
That's crazy. Yeah. Let's see. I don't know if that's it or not. I'm gonna see. This is it.
Is this
So
Greenville
no.
the one he thought looked like a Springfield? Kind of.
So
yes,
Okay.
that is the one that kind of look with the apes in the front and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if this
So
is
Max-
it. That's not it.
Yes,
I don't
so-
think it.
Yeah, so Max, I'm taking notes here. No
that's
riding,
the vision.
driving, or
that's
boating
the
with
vision.
Brad.
But anyway, this is a beautiful bike. So the front end is what bike version? You said-
That's a Crossroads.
Crossroads. Okay.
In the front half. Yeah. So from
Now,
the
didn't
back
the
of the motor
Crossroads-
forward,
Have a fairing or no? I thought it had a
it
Crossroads.
came
had
with a windshield.
okay,
Or-
windshield.
Well, it didn't even come with a windshield. You had to buy it.
Okay, so it's kind of like the Springfield then, right? Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. And then what's the back end of it?
Vision.
A Vision. So-
Vision.
wow.
Yeah.
It looks
So
like
the
it
back
belongs
end of
there,
this
man.
one- the back end of that one is what would have come on that red one that you just saw.
So is there a lot of modifications to that when you have to do that? Do you have to change the whole package behind there? Or?
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
not
you
just
change the
interchangeable, are they?
They will bolt up. The rear subframe will bolt right up to the back of the engine because they're all the same,
Yeah.
and it bolts right up to the front subframe.
Okay.
So that part of it's easy. So once you change that frame, and then they use the same swing arm, so that's easy. And then you just bolt all the body panels on, and but you got a whole lot of wiring to change.
Mm-hmm.
And the ECM on a Vision is up underneath the passenger seat, up on top of the frame, and on a cross country model, it's under the left side panel there. So you have to extend the wiring and move it, or you have to make a bracket and shorten the wiring and put it on the side. That's what I did on this one.
Mm-hmm.
I cut a foot of wiring out of it and moved it down to do it. And then all the rear tail lights on a Vision, they're analog, if you will. They've got
Incandescents.
can't think of the name of it. They use regular 1157 bulbs and
Okay.
and
Yeah.
if you
Old
try and
style
put
light
LED
bulbs, yep.
bulbs and you get if you got to. I changed all the wiring so that the back end of the bike is current with a cross country, so that it uses LED bulbs and it doesn't make the turn signals flash fast and all that stuff. So you can, it's meant to be that way.
Here's another
The
picture
way
of
I
it.
wired it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's a beautiful freaking bike, dude.
It is.
Freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I wish they still made these things. I mean, it's something about the engine. It just looks so, I don't know. It's so different, you know? So
It's pretty badass, actually.
Since your garage is open, by the way.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
But the thing is, though, the bikes you two are riding right now are the current evolution to what those were. Your bikes were designed to replace that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then tell us a little bit about this bad boy. It's coming up right now. There it is. Wow.
Yeah. So Lance that was on here, he's watching. This was his bike, and I bought it from him. We did some horse trading, and I put that front end on it and the big wheel, and I since taken that off. I don't have that on there anymore. I love a big wheel bagger to death. I will stay that way forever, even though it's not fashionable anymore. But well, it is still here in Phoenix. This is the home of that stuff, basically.
Yeah.
But I took that back off just because I wanted to have the windshield on it, so I could ride it, because it's pretty windy without it. And so I put it back. I've got a 21-inch front wheel on it now, with the factory fender that's raised up so it will go around it. And so basically, and I don't have the saddlebags on it at all anymore.
This next bike I was going to show is the one that actually got me interested in saying, you know what, we need to get Brad on the freaking podcast. This is the first bike I ever saw that you actually, I mean, I was kind of stalking you, I guess you can say, because I said, this guy, he's got garage on here, so let's check this guy out. And then I went and found you, and then I saw this picture of this bike, and let me make this one disappear real quick, and then I'll bring this one up. But this is the one I was like, wow, this thing's badass looking, so it's coming up here right about now. Come on. They're big falls. Look at that badass. That thing's freaking badass.
Wow.
That's a beautiful bike right there.
Thank you. That's my baby. So that is that was a Victory Magnum X1 that I bought new, and I decided that I wanted to do something nobody else had done, and so I put an Indian rake kit on it and a 26-inch front wheel, and it's got a Dirty Bird Indian front fender and a actual nacelle and headlight. All the hardware on the nacelle and the headlight is all factory Indian Chieftain.
Oh wow.
Chief vintage, if you are Springfield. And it's got Victory Vision handlebars on it, and the rest of it's basically factory Magnum X1 stuff.
So them are factory handlebars
for Vision.
Wow. I don't know very much about the Victory motorcycles, but man, they had to be some nice looking freaking bikes, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, those handlebars are from 09 Victory Vision. They are solid aluminum handlebars.
Looks like it's got some
Can't
air
put any
ride.
wiring. You can't put any internal wiring in them because it's solid.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, it's got for air ride front and rear. It's got a CMP MC pipe on it. First one, the very first one that was made. When Rusty Jones was in business, he commissioned CMP to make pipes for him, and they used the green bike to put them on to make sure they were going to fit, and so that's another bike that was wrecked. Sorry, Max.
Is that a jackpot?
No.
Or what is that?
It was a Victory Highball. And,
Oh, okay.
It has a boardwalk rear fender. It has kingpin wheels on it. It has a Vegas tank. It has a Vegas front end. It has a cross country front fender that I made to fit on that front end because that's what it looked like before. And that's my buddy Phil Chad there. It's like wrong way Nelson there. He's got the helmet on backwards.
Yeah, so this is
that's what it looked like. That's not actually the same bike. That's another one that came in right at the same time. We had to pick that thing up and carry it onto the lift because the front tire is stuck in the motor.
Wow.
Oh, jeez.
That's nuts.
So, so who does all of your paint? Is that you? Do you do it in house?
No, I have a painter here. It's called Bad Boy Designs. Mo is his name. He is a native Indian from Apache, and so that's the idea behind the red and white paint scheme. It has the mesas on the top of the white, which is native stuff. Oh, what is my wife saying?
This is the best sounding bike.
Yeah.
Sexy ass loop.
That red and white bike is really badass. That's my showpiece, really is. This bike here is one of my favorite to ride. It's just so fun to ride.
You know what? When she's off work next time, she's definitely going to come on the podcast with you. We're going to do a part 2, definitely.
She'd love to do that.
Oh my gosh.
She's a character.
Oh yeah. When we was, cause we talked a couple times. I think one night was about an hour and then the next night was like 2 hours. And and she was talking and she I tell you what, she's probably your best supporter, right, man? She is backing you all the time.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. She supports you on everything you do.
She's my Connie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I wanted to make sure we said that on the line, on the air. So
yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So it's freaking great.
She's I was best man at her first wedding when she married my friend from high school. Yep. And we've been just like this ever since I met her, and just a great girl that is just stood behind me all the way, all the time. And I don't even speak to him anymore and haven't for 20 years or maybe more.
Okay. And, okay. That sounds like another Phil Donahue story. We don't need to go into it. I'm just saying. Okay.
There wasn't
something's going on. What's up with you, man?
There wasn't any hanky-panky. Wasn't any hanky-panky until we got together, or just before anyway.
All right. So anyway, Brad. So Phil Chad says on here, and I think he's probably a friend of yours. He says that, which he said this a couple times, and I didn't catch on until this last time he said it, because when we were talking, you have a name for every one of your bikes. So, let's hear the names. No, I just can't do the pictures now. This is Baller. Okay, gotcha. All right.
Yeah, this is Baller. And
all right. So,
the red and white one is
what's
Vivian.
This one?
That's Red Hawk.
Red Hawk.
That's that's what my Chief looks like now without the big wheel on it. It's got a 21, but you can't tell.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so you are a big Indian and Victory guy. So let's go to this next bike here. What's this one? What's the name of this one?
Back from the Dead.
Back from the Dead.
So BFD.
And I know he's got me a picture of it, but I just can't find it right now.
I like the one that's on the the advertisement you put out. That red with the white and black stripes. That Victory with the big fairing on the front.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the picture of the advertisement.
The advertisement?
Yeah. That I love.
I gotta find out where that one's at. I know he sent me a picture of it.
That thing is gorgeous.
It's on here. Oh, here it is. I got it, man. This thing's freaking. So, what's the name of this badass bike?
Oh, that in Sanford.
Sanford.
That's Sanford.
Oh my gosh, I love Sanford.
Dog. That is all out of all spare parts. I built that just because I had the stuff to do it.
Yeah, it's a badass bike.
It started.
No kidding.
I had all those parts sitting on the shelf. The motor came out of that gunner that had the front end broken backwards that you just showed a minute ago. And that's a customer's bike there.
Oh, yeah. Let me get rid of that one there. I thought that was, I saw the fender. It's not the same. So,
yeah. So I, Phil and Eric and Lance and Rich, we all went to Sturgis. Lance is from Albuquerque. He's a buddy of mine. He's also a customer that I got that Indian from that Chief. And that purple Vision that I built for him is, you got a picture of that. Show him that one. That's pretty cool.
The purple Vision? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You could keep on talking. I'll find it here.
Okay. So we were going to Sturgis this year, pre-rally, just short of the rally. And I bolted that thing together to ride it because I'd just seen on some Facebook page that, the guys that you can't ride those things with a 26-inch wheel. They don't run, they don't handle. You can't ride them. They're just a thing to ride to a bar or sit in a trailer and take it to a bike show. No, you can ride it. I rode that. That's Ginger's Magnum, Magnum.
That's another beautiful. What's the name of that one?
That's Maggie.
Maggie. Sweet.
Maggie the Magnum.
All right, I'm looking for this purple one. I guess I see if I can find it in your chat here because I guess I didn't download that one. But keep on talking. You guys got any questions for him while I look for this?
Yeah. So Brad, if I could bring you 2 Victories and say make me one really cool custom bike, what 2 Victories should I bring you?
Oh, a Vision and a cross country, and I could make you 2 bikes out of that. One like the green one, and one like the red one there.
Yeah, well, I've actually been on Cycle Trader on another session here, and I found a couple of bikes that I really, really like. So one is actually a Magnum, 2016 Magnum, pretty nice. And there's several on here. Yeah, they're actually priced right too. I mean, they're recently priced.
Yeah, that's why one of my customers who has a rare 2009 10th anniversary Vision, which we have one also, and he's got 2 cross countries, and he's got a couple of 3 Harleys, and I don't know what all else. And he told me that one day. He said I was giving him the business about not using me to buy his wide tire for his Harley, his wide front end and stuff. And I said, why didn't you buy that from me? Why you got to just use me to mount wide tires on narrow wheels? And he goes, well, you pigeonholed yourself in the Walmart crowd. And that's what Phil was.
He said there was a backstory with that.
Victory, yeah, he goes, the Victory people are the Walmart crowd of the motorcycle industry. And I'm like, oh man, that hurts.
Well, you can see if you can
It's in
find
good fun because he has 4 of them, I think.
Mm-hmm. See if you can find that vision picture and you can send it to me real quick. And I want to go over. Let's see here, folks. All right, we're going to take a break for a second. We're not leaving, but we're just going to talk about a couple things. All right, so as you guys know, we are a podcast that talks about motorcycles, man. It's freaking great, right? So if you want to watch us every Tuesday night, just join us here at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And we talk to a bunch of well-known guests, and we got a couple big ones coming up in January. I can't really announce yet. They have been finalized, but I just don't want to talk about it until actually January 1st on New Year's, and we're going to start the new exciting year with some great talent coming on the podcast, better than us.
I don't know. I think we're pretty amusing.
Yeah, we are.
Talk.
Yes. So anyway, right now we're sitting around. Let me see if we got another subscriber or not. Let me check here. But if you haven't subscribed yet, please go to YouTube, subscribe to our channel. We're at 881 right now. And we get to 1,000, we're going to give away a $1,400 gift package. Okay. And that's basically Ride Culture. We got Gator Mic. We got Davison Audio, a $250 gift card there. BC Customs, we got a set of levers. Am I missing anybody else? Gator Mic, sauces, and also soap and detailer, which is valued about $60. We got a ton of stuff, folks, in this giveaway. And I wanted to give it away for Christmas, but we haven't made it yet. But we can if you're watching tonight and you are in a bike club and you got friends that like podcasts and like talk about motorcycles, because we're not just Victory, we're not just Indian, we're also Harley Davidson. I just sold my Pursuit and got me a Harley just a couple days ago. Nobody knows about it. They just found out right now. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, you're kidding, all right.
I wouldn't do that. But anyway, we are a multi-vendor, multi-manufacturer podcast, and that's what we're all about. We have guests from all parts of the world and parts of manufacturers. So that's what's really cool. We have Harley Davidson guests, we have Indian guests, we have Honda guests, and maybe one of these days we'll have somebody that rides BMW. But right now we have Brad, which is from I'm losing my mind here, Phoenix, and he has BF. What's the name of the garage again? I'm losing my mind.
BFB.
I've talked too much. What do you got there? That bike? That's his wife's bike. I'll get to that here in a second. That's another one, his wife's bike. All right, I'll get to that one here in a second. He's got, how many bikes have you worked on? Seriously. Let's talk about that real quick before I get this. Oh, this bike is freaking beautiful. You never sent me this one. I'm disappointed in you, Brad. You didn't send me this one. You was jealous. That's what it is. This is the best bike you've done. No, I'm kidding. This is freaking badass, though. It's a nice looking bike. But anyway, how many bikes have you done?
Have I built?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Too many. Because we've already done, I think, 30 bikes.
So this is Lance's bike out of Albuquerque. He brought it to me. It had been on fire. It had an electrical fire. And went through it and redid it. And we painted it. And we thought we had the right color. We had about a third of the bike still at the shop, and I took parts for my painter to paint, and we thought we had the paint matched up perfectly. It looked just like it. And when we painted it and I came to get them, and I go, oh, I brought you 2 more parts because these need to be done too. And he goes, they're the wrong color. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, they're the wrong color. And I go, what? He goes, look at those there. And I went, oh, damn. They were purple. And it was supposed to be this really dark blue. And when we checked the paint, this paint looked just like the blue that was on the panels that I took him. And so he painted them. And when they were done, it came out purple. And so I called Lance and I go, man, what do you want to do? I said, 2/3 of this bike is brand new paint, purple, and a third of it's still blue for what you brought me. And he goes, kind of growing on me. That purple's kind of growing on me. And I go, it's badass. You should see it in person. And because he's in Albuquerque, he's 8 hours away. And he goes, let's go with the purple. And so I said, look, I'll eat it. I said, I'll eat it. We'll paint it all. We'll get the right color and we'll paint the whole bike again blue. And he goes, no, I like the purple. And so I took the rest of the stuff to Mo, and he painted the rest of it purple. And it's one of my favorite bikes. I love that bike.
Yeah,
absolutely.
it is. It's
Purple
a beautiful
people
bike.
eater.
Yeah. So
awesome.
his last name is Blair. And so I call that bike the Blair Witch Project.
That's a pretty cool name.
Yeah. Wow.
And this is the bike that my
That's awesome.
wife loves. So this is a beautiful bike right here, man. This is beautiful.
Thank you. I'm going to paint
that's
that.
the one.
What are you going to paint
Yeah.
it? What color are you going to paint it?
I'm thinking of white and purple on Sanford.
This is a beautiful paint.
Man, that's
This
nice.
here, that bike is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
There it is. I love
That's
that
how
bike.
them why. It's an Arlen Ness model. That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got great
Yeah.
taste. You know that, Max.
So who? Because I hear Arlen Ness name all the time, and I'm not like the best in the world. It says give away a victory for 1,000 subscribers. Now we won't do that. But wasn't he like on the Harley side of things?
Chris.
Yeah, they were.
Can I
they
speak
still
on
do
this since I'm the
Harley
one?
stuff and
You can?
Yeah, go ahead. Mm-hmm.
Okay. As you well know, once upon a time, I did what you're doing now,
Mm-hmm.
podcast, and created videos for a local magazine. I had the distinct honor and privilege to interview Arlen Ness and both his son and his grandson on several occasions. Arlen Ness was rightly called the godfather of choppers. This guy was in every magazine, and back when it was print magazine, the Easy Rider, the Cycle Sources, the Iron Horse, all those days when print magazines was rocking, you couldn't pick up a magazine without an Arlen Ness bike being in it. The digger style bikes, the chopper style bikes. He'd go back and do dual engines with dual carbs and everything. Arlen Ness was a visionary, and his son and his grandson are carrying on the legacy of the Ness brand today. So yeah, I rightly call them both friends because I interviewed them both many occasions.
Sweet. That's cool. All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Cause I mean, I've always heard the name and I was like, man, I just got to figure out the history of this guy. Cause like I said, I only started riding 3 years ago, Brad, and 3.5 years, never bought a motorcycle before then. And I ride pretty good, I think. But I mean, I got my license like 20 years ago and I took school class and everything else. And that stuff, you keep that stuff in your memory. It's pretty good. And then when I got on a bike, it was just like, it was like the first day I went to school and rode on a motorcycle. So, but yeah, so that's cool. So this is an Arlen Ness kind of design, or I guess you can say paint job. Or you guys did the paint job, right? Or was it already painted?
No,
like this?
that's straight from the factory.
Dang, that's
That's
beautiful.
a Ness paint job, straight from the factory for that model.
Wow, that's nice.
1 year
Beautiful.
only.
1 year only.
Yep.
So how much was a victory when they first come out? You know, how much were they?
Crossroads in 2010, that was the first model year for the Crossroads and the cross country. They were 17,000, I think.
17,000.
I got mine. I got mine for 15,000.
How things change, huh?
I got a really good deal on it at 15,000.
Yeah, double and a half now.
And
Yeah, Southern California Motorcycles did me right on that thing.
and you have a few Indian motorcycles, right? So is your wife, right? So how many Indians you have?
Yep, we have 4.
4.
We have 9 victories and 4 Indians. We have a Springfield, my Chief Vintage, a Pursuit, and a Challenger.
So out of them, what's your favorite bike on the Indian side of things?
Oh, wow.
On the
That's like
Indian
asking
side?
your favorite child.
Yeah.
You can't let them hear, or they'll get jealous.
That's right, Brad. You tell them.
What's that noise in your garage? It's like somebody's fighting. What's going on there?
We only have 7 of them at home. So
Okay.
they get cycled to the shop, and others ones come home at different times. But I absolutely love riding Sanford.
Okay.
I absolutely love it. I rode that to Sturgis, from Phoenix to Sturgis. We rode all around Sturgis this year and back home, and on a brand new build out of junkyard parts. And kudos to the Vic guy. I buy a lot of used stuff from him, and he's in Tennessee. And we have a good business relationship, and I love that bike. Back from the Dead and Baller are my 3 favorites.
Nice.
I
Let me
love
ask
my
you a
Pursuit,
question,
but I
Brad.
don't ride it that much. Pardon me?
Let me ask you a question. How many of your bikes have fairings? I mean, doesn't the wind bother you? Because I've noticed a lot of your bikes don't have fairings or windshields.
Now on the Vindian and the Sanford, both of them, because they got a Indian nacelle on them and a big wheel, it raises the headlight up high enough to where the air just goes right over your head.
Okay.
Nice.
It's almost like riding with a fairing or a windshield. Except the best part of it is you don't have any updraft from the bottom of the fairing, which you have a lot on other fairing model bikes. But
Right.
the Challenger or the Pursuit, man, that Pursuit is so nice, and especially when it's cool.
All right.
For here, you know, 'cause
See,
we're-
Max, told you,
No,
Max.
I ain't buying it. Ain't buying
we're
it.
desert
Mm-mm.
we're desert
Nope.
rats out here, so when it's 60, we're cold. You know,
Yeah.
it's cold for us. You
Yeah,
know,
so
You know,
we've been,
completely different world.
yeah,
for you
we
guys
kill
that
for
die to
60
have
right
60
now.
Or,
yeah.
yeah. It was
So we've been-
75 here today.
Oh,
It was
Yeah,
48 when I got up.
Yeah, we've been trying to convert Max over to a fixed fairing Pursuit, something like that, and he just won't go for it.
Well,
Nope,
you know,
I'm
with
old
the,
school. I like the Thunderstroke, and there's still plenty you can do with it. You can still build a big motor out of it, get plenty of horsepower, get plenty and tons of torque. So no, I'm not buying it. I've ridden the 108. I've ridden the 112. They're just not for me. I like that immediate hit when you twist the throttle. Brad knows what I'm talking about. He's got all those bikes.
oh yeah.
All
What
right,
we
so-
need to do is build you a Pursuit with a Thunderstroke motor in it. Now you're talking.
Oh,
you
that's
go.
it. That's what he wants right there, man. That's what he wants. All right, so we're gonna go through a quick fire lesson here. We're gonna ask you a couple of things real quick. So, how do you feel about the whole thing that happened between Victory and Indian?
Oh man, what a question!
Were you asking me?
Yes.
I thought you were asking Max.
No, I'm asking you because you.
No, he knows what I think. He doesn't want to get kicked off the air.
we know his opinion.
Well, it was disappointing at first, yeah, for sure. You know, because I talked to the president, had been or vice president, in person, in 12 or 13 or whenever they brought the Indians out that were still left over from the prior Indian. They brought those to Long Beach Motorcycle Show, and they said, we're going to be building new Indians, and they're going to have a different engine, and they're not going to have an S&S engine in them, and they're going to look similar, but everything as far as the Victory is going to be just still going on. and the board of directors had different ideas after a while. And you hear everybody's heard all of the story behind it.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta stay in business. You gotta make money for your investors, and everybody knows that. Because if you don't, then you're not going to be in business.
Yeah.
So I understand it, and they made a great product. The Challenger and the Pursuit are fantastic motorcycles. There's nothing that can beat it, I don't think. Some Road King guys or road whatever
Road Glide.
guys,
Mm-hmm.
road glides differ,
Yeah.
I'm sure, and that's fine, and that's a great motorcycle too. I've ridden all of the late model Harleys, and they're nice motorcycles. I wouldn't want to have to keep one up though, any of them.
All right.
They're too much money to keep up.
Speaking of Road Glide, we still have that one picture of your friends. So let's go ahead and show that one. This is a wicked one. I've never seen a wheel set up like this. This thing is freaking badass. So there it is right there. Look at that bad boy. Holy cow. Can you believe that's a road? It almost looks like a deer with antlers with that picture.
It's got radial brakes on and both brake calipers on one side. And
that is unreal.
Yeah, my friend Logan Black handmade that whole body, fuel tank and all is all hand laid carbon fiber.
Wow.
It is the most badass road glide I've ever seen.
That is
proud to call him a friend. That's an amazing. That's a trophy one right there with that bike in front of it there.
That is nuts. Okay. I had to make sure I got that one in there. What were you saying? Yeah. All right, Max.
So here we go. We've never been one to pull punches on this show, and we try to get down to brass tacks. So let's just say this. There are still a lot of people salty out there with the way that Polaris handled the Victory situation when they said one thing and completely did another. It's good to see that there are bastions of Victory riders and Victory owners and Victory mechanics like you, Brad, that are keeping that brand together. And I don't consider you a stepchild because Victories, all their bikes were way before their time. Mm-hmm. If they were able to stay, I mean, they were too far forward for people to get their heads around. Indian's biggest claim to fame is that there's enough old school history here that a hardcore Harley rider doesn't feel bad switching to Indian, where you try and sell him a Victory and there ain't no way he's going for it. It's too futuristic for them.
Yep.
But the people who own, I've known several guys who own Victories, cross countries, Magnums, X1s. What was the chopper that they had? The 8-ball? The 8-ball. And they loved them. Absolutely, positively loved them. Vision, very polarizing. The owners of those things wouldn't take 2 Harleys or 2 Indians for those bikes. I mean, they absolutely rode, and they rode like a dream. You'd be hard pressed to find a better riding road bike than a Vision. You just have to get past the way it looks.
Yeah.
And that's part of the reason that comes up to today when you hear that Polaris is sold off to a private equity, Indian, and now Indian's going to be a standalone brand. You kind of think, oh no, here we go again.
Doomslayer.
There's a lot of people out there. I'm not a doomsayer, and you know I'm not. I'm cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
Yeah, where there's the Harley guys are jumping up and down going, okay, Indian's dead. It's like, no, Indian's not dead, not by a long shot. Ain't going to happen. We're just going to see what happens. But there are going to be changes, and I don't know if they're going to be changes that everybody's going to like, but there are going to be changes.
Yeah, no doubt.
There you go, folks. There's my opinion.
100% Max.
Chime in. Okay. Like it, love it.
I think that the
okay. To beat a man, you got to beat the man. Come on.
Oh my gosh. Let's give him applause.
Well, that's my job on here.
Mm-hmm.
I think
we all have this.
I think the thing with the bagger deal with Vance and Hines is going to prove to be big time.
Yeah.
I mean, the stuff that S&S has made for Indian is great. And I think Vance and Hines can carry that on into just 10 steps forward.
Yeah.
If they want to play, the new owners got to want to put some money out there to get it going. But Vance and Hines will take it the rest of the way. And I think it's nothing but good things. Honestly, I hope that Indian takes off. I mean, they've already made it go further than I thought it would get in this amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that it's just going to go upward and onward from here.
Yep.
Bigger and better.
I know there's some things going on in January I can't really talk about, but I know we're going to have some information coming somewhere in the middle of the month of stuff. I know there's some NDAs signed, which I said I can't say anything about. I'm not saying I signed one. I'm just saying that I know people that have. So we're going to have some people on the podcast. Like I said, that's some of the reasons why I can't really say what's going on. But it's going to be great, I think. I think year 2026 is going to be a fundamental change in Indian's direction. I think they're going to go more mainstream against Harley-Davidson. I think it's going to be, Harley-Davidson, like what's his name, Mike said right here, has a huge debt right now. And they might have the same situation. A private equity company might have to be buying them to just get them out of debt. But if you look at the dealer network that Harley-Davidson has right now, and yes, if you go get a Harley-Davidson right now, they're taking like $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 off these motorcycles, which I can't understand why they can't do that at the beginning. But just to sell them, because right now their dealer network is just freaking bleeding out money like left and right. These owners are sucking it up. They have to pay their employees to, it's sad, and especially the north part of the United States. Indian doesn't have that kind of dealership network that's going to help them, because most of theirs, they have a few mom and pops, they're standalones, but most of them are mega brands. They have KTM, they have all different other brands inside their dealership that can actually help them and benefit them. Harley-Davidson dealers can't do nothing like that. They can't even put used bikes really on there, or any other brand used bikes on their floor. It has to be Harley-Davidson. So, yeah. So, all right.
Our Indian Adventures has a point.
Yeah, what's that?
He's got, being the 125th anniversary, I'm sure Indian has some big things planned.
Well, I know. I can say this. This is what I think, okay? Because I've heard people say this. I know that the 2026ers are been announced with their lovely colors and stuff like that. And their paint jobs have improved this year. But the only thing that hasn't been really announced are the elites. And I think what Indian might do is going to do the same thing that they did with their CBOs the first year they changed the model of one of their bikes. And then the next year came out with the Road Glide and the Street Glide. But they did their CBOs first. And they announced their 2024s, I think is what it was, or 2023s. And then the next year, all their new designs came out on the base models. And I think Indian is probably going to do something similar, I think. I can't guarantee that, but I think there's something special coming. They're going to have to get off that tax of the ride command. They're going to have to change that software for one thing, because you can't just leave Polaris and continue paying that tax that they're going to be charging them on that equipment and that software. But yeah, I think there's going to be some changes. I think it's going to be great for Indian. What Indian needs right now is people that don't waver because they see change. People scared to buy another Indian because they don't know what's going to happen with the dealer network. If they're going to have somebody that's going to be able to service it, that kind of stuff. So the biggest thing that we can do is keep supporting them, keep buying the parts, keep getting our service at the dealership, and buy our next 2026 motorcycle, and don't be scared of it. That's my thought, my opinion. So there you go.
You got to support the factory with as many factory parts. Sure, you can get some aftermarket parts, and that's wonderful. That's great for the aftermarket industry. And, you know, if you can do that, that's great. And you can fix your bike up even better. But as far as hard parts, you know, motor parts and whatever, really the best way to go is factory parts, and you got to keep that alive or it'll go away. And we're seeing that on the Victory side. You know, we're almost 10 years out. We got a year and a half, a little over a year, when they don't have to make anything for us anymore on the Victory side. And those parts have gone from, some body parts for a Vision have gone from $200 to $1,800. A gas tank for a gunner in the most favorable color is the drab green Army, or I'm sorry, the silver. The drab green is cheaper. The silver gunner has gone from $1,500 to $3,400 for a gas tank.
Wow.
Yeah. So, you know, you got to keep that stuff alive unless you don't care. You don't, you know, get rid of your bike and you don't care about it anymore. But those of us who do care, we need people to buy stuff. And every day you'll see, like, you just go on any Victory page on Facebook, and there's like all these people that never had a Victory while they were in business. They don't know. They don't know where to get anything, and they're on there constantly looking for, how, where do I get this? And you go, and I'll chime on there and sound like a smart ass, and I'll go, you know, you can still get that brand new from Victory, from Polaris. And they go, well, I don't want to pay that much. And I go, that's why you didn't have a Victory when they were expensive, as expensive as they were. You know, you gotta pay to play, no matter what. So if you want to have something cool, it's going to cost you some money. Motorcycles aren't cheap. They're not a necessity. So if you want a cool motorcycle, fix it up, make it yours, and spend some money on it, and don't be bashful.
Yeah.
That's my take on it.
I hope my wife's listening.
Yes.
She ain't gonna buy you nothing. She's gonna buy stuff for her own spider. Jeez.
All right, let me
I agree. I agree with
That's
everybody
Ginger.
here to a point. I already thought that the Victory and the Indians, the bikes themselves, taking out the tech, are already superior to most everything out there on the road, except for maybe a couple. Okay, that's why we ride. But the thing is, they've got to do something about the tech. There are people out there that live and die about the damn tech. I mean, granted, I don't want a Springfield with no tech, but I'd like to have something that works a little better than what the hell they got now. Les, what do you think?
I think that
It is liberating to not have any.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
I think on the ride command, I think it's really where they need to do their work and focus and make improvements. You know, I actually like the ride command on my 2017 Roadmaster better than my 25 Pursuit. No joke. I just like the display, the way that it looked, the way that it worked. I do like having the Apple CarPlay, but yeah, it was just more simplistic, more rudimentary, I guess, and it showed me what I wanted to see, and it worked well.
Yeah, I'm laughing because your wife, happy wife, happy life,
Happy
make
life.
her bike pretty.
Oh, is she on here?
Yeah.
Is she on here?
Yeah.
Is she listening?
Yeah, she's on here.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's on.
Not
Brad.
your wife, Les. Brad's
She's-
wife.
Oh,
She's
okay.
on- she
That's
just
okay.
got
I'll
off
tell your
work.
wife anyway.
All right,
Yes.
let me break in here. Let me charm a little bit. Hey, all right, our Indian Adventures has got his own YouTube channel, so check it out. He does go over Indian motorcycle stuff. He's got some Davison audio stuff on his bike. Love that guy. Riding Fish, the one that helps us with a lot of these guests that you've talked to, Brad. You talked to Riding Fish for a while, a couple
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
He does have the Legends of tour, Legends Never Die tour coming up in June. I think they actually changed the dates. I think it's May 29th or something like they start now. It's the Memorial Day.
28th.
Yeah, 28th or something like
Yeah.
that. So check out that. He just released a video with some updates and some hotels.
Yes, an hour and a half video. You can relate.
Yeah, I know. I taught him well. BC Customs. That's where we get our levers. That's Les has got his set of levers. I got mine, and Max will have his soon once he gets his bike. And then Davis Audio, man, one of our good friends. He just released a video of a Chieftain that he just did, a 6 speaker package. Oh, man, they're the best sounding speaker system you can get on Indian or Harley. Davison Audio. Check out his website right there. And then if you want some, I'm sorry, I put in the chat also. If you scroll up a little bit, Legends Never Die tour, Riding Fish. You go to the website. I think they actually have a website now also where it's got more information. So check that out. Where they're
Went on
stopping
it today. It's got a lot more information on it.
That's good. And then you got Throttle and Iron. Sorry, I keep on seeing because I'm the one that posting this. Gator Mike's Swamp Sauce. Check him out. He's got a brand new shop. I helped him with that. Gave him some information. You can buy his spices and his cleaning and his sauces off his site now. Check them out. They're really good. Great friend of ours, Gator Mike. And then you got the Throttle and Iron Shop. Check it out, man. Go to that store. A lot of people's purchase a lot. I appreciate everybody. It's great stuff. The 112, every engine. People keep on saying, represent the 116. It is on there. I just don't have it in the picture, Max. It is on the website. Check it out. The 116s, they're on there. And even Harley Davidson numbers are on there. Be part of the club. Be part of the Throttle Club. I guess you can say the Throttle Club. All that kind of stuff. Now, let's see here. Wind Therapy Attic. Hey, thank you. He's one of our members. You see a little gold star right there. If you want to be a member too, you can also go to YouTube and become a member. We're going to have a lot of, where you get 10% off of there's all kinds of stuff coming from members. So check that stuff out. So thank you there, Wind Therapy. And he says, what's his question here? I really hope the new company dumps Ride Command. I think everybody thinks that's the same thing. Hopefully they do something or fix it. You know what I'm saying? What the problem is Indian can't be sat backwards because Polaris does an update for their platform because all their equipment uses the same technology, all the screens, all that kind of stuff. So if Polaris does an update there, is it going to be working for the Indian brand? So I'd say Indian's going to have to dump Ride Command. Basically, they're going to have to do that. They're going to figure it. They have to figure it out. They probably have about a year of updates or two, and then Indian has to come. It might not be this year, but it's going to be probably the year after that. They're going to have to do something with that. But anyway, Brad, I appreciate you coming on here tonight. I know
Thanks for having me.
your boss should be on here too. I'm just kidding.
She's on her way home.
She's on her way home, and she's going to tell
she's
you
on her way
everything
home.
you did wrong. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, all we have to do
No.
is go for another hour and she'll be on.
If you want to, yeah, we can do that. Yeah.
No, we
Here
can't.
in 20 minutes.
All right. And check us out on Throttle and Iron, on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed, we did get a couple of subscribers. I want to thank Brad for his friends helping us out tonight. We did get to 883. We're getting closer to that 1,000.
Nice.
Yeah.
What we need you to
Awesome.
do is, if you like this, give us a thumbs up because we only got 16 right now. So give us a thumbs up and also share this podcast. Share your friends' podcast. We'll have them on here again. we always like repeat guests. The second time is always better than the first time. They feel more comfortable, and they know what they forgot the first time, and they talk about it. So, and it's usually something pivotal, something that Brad really wanted to talk about, but he didn't get a chance. So, Brad, I'm going to give you one last second to to drill it in and say, you know what? I wanted to talk about this. What bike? What's your favorite bike of all these that we showed tonight? And the one maybe I didn't show.
Sanford, I think my three favorite, not counting mine, but Sanford, mine, Misty, which is Sean Frosto's in Los Angeles. That's the kind of goldy brown colored one that you had up earlier, but I don't think on the show.
Gotcha.
The one that's sitting crossways in the road.
Okay.
That one and Lance's bike from Albuquerque. Those three are three of my favorites. Yeah, that's Misty.
Okay, that's a nice looking bike.
That is
right
a
there.
beautiful bike.
It looks like a freaking, look at that exhaust on there. It looks like it's got a bunch of gun shells going to come out of that thing.
those are actually Victory parts. Those are.
Oh wow!
Yes.
Yeah, those are an accessory you could buy.
Wow.
Yeah,
they were such beautiful bikes.
They are pricey now.
I bet. All right, let's see if we got any questions here. Just in 20 minutes, she said, don't be texting and driving, okay? On a positive note, when I want to get completely lost, what's that?
He's going back to his ride command
comment. Yeah. You're exactly right, man. Me and Les, on a quick story about Ride Command. Me and Les, we went to some festival down in Kentucky in the hills. It was a great place. I mean, it was cool. But when we left, it was nighttime and no GPS signal. And I luckily had my phone and I was able to. But anyway, Les is always leading almost all the time. So he just takes off, all right? And I'm taking off with him. And next thing you know, we're doing a circle. And I was like, what are we doing? He said, this is damn GPS won't go straight. It just keeps on telling me to turn.
It actually took us up into a state park. We went in a state park, wound all the way up this hill, got all the way up to the top into this park. It took me around a little gravel circle and took me right back down the hill to where I started. I'm not a fan of the GPS on Ride Command.
Oh man, it's terrible. It is terrible. It's one thing that needs to be fixed for sure.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah,
you'll even get that on Google Maps.
Yeah.
It'll take you someplace completely way out of the way from where you were intended to go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
if you let it take you.
Ginger
used to teach. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. Ginger has a good question for you.
All right. If we had to do it all over again, would you still have bought the first Victory? That's a good question.
Knowing what you know now. That Victory closed down. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, they're beautiful bikes.
If you're and there's a lot of people now that have multiple Victories, and if nothing else, if it gets to the point where you can't buy a new engine anymore, haven't been able to since 17, so you got to, and the engines out of wrecks are getting more expensive, and they're just as expensive to change the engine as it is to rebuild it. So, and really, in all actuality, the Vic shop is the only place to go to have your engine built, and he's in Iowa. And so it's going to cost you $700-800 or $1,000 or whatever if you're on either coast, to get your bike to Iowa, and then $5-6 grand to get the engine pulled out and rebuilt and put back in and dyno tuned and all that, and then hauled back to you. It's a lot of money for a bike that's only worth $7,000 or $8,000. You can buy a bike, a used engine out of a wrecked bike or parted out bike, because people are now parting their bikes out because they want to get rid of it, but they can't sell it for anything near what they got in it, and it's worth more in parts than it is whole. So, you know, I mean, if it gets, you know, it's inevitable unless somebody like S&S starts copying that engine, if or when that ever gets legal to do so. You know, you're going to get to the point where if you want to keep your Victory, you're going to have several of them to keep them running.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of guys like me that have multiple. I see it all the time on Facebook. Guys go, "Yeah, I got 5," and I go, "You got a ways to go yet."
It's a damn shame it came to this. It really has. It's a damn shame.
Yeah. You know,
I've said it over and over, and I'm going to keep saying it. Victory was ahead of its time. Way ahead of its time.
Yep, it was.
And it doesn't deserve to be gone like this.
All right. On our next guest next week, we have a person that I'm not going to mention yet. All right. But he lives pretty close to me and Les that we would never met. But he's done maybe, I would just say, countless iron butt rides. Been in different countries, I believe, riding motorcycles. And he just did a iron butt just a week ago in Tennessee, Texas, Kansas City, Alabama, and all the way back up. And it was 32 degrees. And I think sometimes he might have got some snow. I don't know. But he is, what is his name, Les?
I don't remember.
It's news to me.
I know his first name, but I'm trying to figure out. It's the Venture in the Indiana. I can't remember Adventure. But anyway, he's great. I've talked to him a bunch of times in chat. This guy does all over the place. Him and his wife ride all over the place. It's almost like a Pat guy that we talked to a couple months ago, where he just puts miles and miles on his motorcycle, and this is crazy. So anyway, I'll be posting that on Friday, our guests, and come and join us next Tuesday. I know, Brad, you'll be there because, I mean, you watch our podcast all the time. I appreciate you, and that's the reason why he's actually on this podcast, is because I kept on seeing his name and I kept on stalking him. And I was like, I'm going to go to his website. And then I said, man, I've said it a couple times. I said, yeah, you need to go to the website and get on here. And I'm glad you came on here. Great story. Great time. I appreciate it. Yeah. And like what the name Phil said, thanks, BFP. So do you have any, do you want to thank any of your friends that was on here tonight or anything? Or
yeah, absolutely. I'm pretty sure I saw Sean on there.
Yeah.
Lance was on here.
Lance and
Phil.
Phil's my right hand man. He's a DeVry graduate, super smart, and I'm gonna have him show me how to hook up my stinking CarPlay because I spent all day today trying to get it to work. And I can't get it to work.
I don't know if Mike is one of your friends, Cedar. He might be. Mike TS, the 111. Possibly. Sean's
I don't know
on here.
that handle, so I'm not sure.
Sean S.
People's handle and stuff.
But anyway, if he didn't mention you, he does apologize. Yes, it is true because I don't know everybody's handle on YouTube. It's crazy. So
biggest shout out to Noe Martinez in Houston area. He's northwest of Houston. He works on Victories and Indians also. Super nice guy. We've been friends for many years. We've done a lot of business together. He does all the Victory tuning on over the internet tuning.
Awesome.
Yeah, and he's one super dude. You probably ought to try and get a hold of Noe. If you need his information, just text me and I'll send it to you.
One last thing.
Great guy.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
One last thing is that you are retired, right?
Yes.
All right. So he does have his, I mean, if you go to Facebook, his shop is still there. Now, if somebody was really needing assistance and they wanted to get a hold of you, do you still do that kind of stuff? Okay, cool.
Yeah, that I'm side work. Yeah, a little bit here and there.
Yeah.
That lady that you saw her fender all watered up under, she found me. Somebody recommended me, and the towing company that came and got her after that, and
that bike
I'll
right
tell
there.
you that young lady right there can ride the shit out of a motorcycle, because she rode that thing with a flat front tire into a ditch at 75 miles an hour and did not go down.
Yeah, this is what the tire. This is what the tire looked like.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's what the tire looked like. That's crazy.
Yeah. The fender, somehow, I guess all the bolts shook out of the fender on the right side, and it came down and grabbed the tire and went through the forks and flipped upside down. And the fender is upside down in there.
Your wife.
Over, and man, it's crazy.
You made your wife mad. You didn't mention her.
Oh, no dinner for me.
And Lance says, thanks, BFP, for saving Purple Rain. You know what? I was Purple Pain. Sorry, I said rain. But I'm the one that did that, Ginger. I'm the one that caused that issue. I think he said it a couple of times while you wasn't listening. But I just need to get him off the couch now. All right.
So
it's been fun.
Let me line up with this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I will have an announcement by the end of December.
All right.
Nice.
Sweet.
Nice.
All right. Nice.
Yeah. So all our regular people, stay tuned.
We will.
All right.
All right. When we get the music going here, when we find the right one.
Well, I actually,
Brad, thank you.
That's the wrong
Good
one.
talking to you, my friend.
Yeah.
Good talking to you.
You stay on here, Brad.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, and we'll get you on here.
I actually took some notes tonight.
Oh, go ahead.
And right at the top, it says, never get in a boat with Brad.
Absolutely.
Riding the bike in close proximity may result in crash and rebuild.
Oh, that's a good one.
What else you got? Come on, give us some more.
And get on cycletrader.com and look for a victory to send to Brad. So I got
There you go.
Oh, check out the Victory Motor Club. Exactly right. Yeah, it's just like IMRG.
Yes, Victory Motorcycle Club. That's one thing I wanted to talk about a little bit anyway. That's the predecessor to the IMRG. It's not factory backed or owned or whatever. We're just a bunch of Victory enthusiasts that most of us have been around for a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good club. The website is not really that great. There's not a lot of action on it. But they have a Facebook page, Victory Motorcycle Club. And of course, there's a million Victory pages on Facebook. But not with the club. But we have regional groups all over the country. Mm-hmm. There's two of them in Arizona, one here in the Valley, and then one up in Prescott, and all over. And I'll look them up.
Sweet. All right. Well, we'll talk about that next time, man. We'll do that. We'll definitely have you on here again.
Absolutely.
Yep. All right. So let's do this one last time, folks. You guys all have a good night. We'll see you guys Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time next week. And Merry Christmas to anybody that might be traveling next week. We will have this on Spotify. So don't forget, go to Spotify.com, look us up. And when you're traveling, you can listen to the whole entire year if you want to. All right.
Well, peace out, everybody.
Peace.
Namaste.
See ya, guys.
Namaste.
Thanks, everybody.
Oh, you know what? It just started.
You
know what? I forgot about the snow tonight. Oh, dang. It just started snowing, guys.
Oh, you
my
bite me.
It
No,
ain't
it
gonna
did not.
snow. It's going to be 50 degrees tomorrow.
Yeah, it's
Get that
going to
crap
melt.
off of there.
I
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.